Can everybody come to the front?
Yes, yeah, a little bit.
Because there's enough space.
Yes. I was going to say that.
Nice chanting. All the children here knows how to play like this, chant. Yes. Wherever I go, in different parts of the world, usually the children, they're very expert. In Dubai, there is this one devotee, Swarup Damodar. He teaches everyone how to play harmonium, how to chant bhajans, how to play mridanga. Almost everywhere. They are our future.
So I wanted to kind of briefly introduce Maharaj for everybody. Mataji wanted me to introduce. So, please join me in welcoming His Holiness Bhakti Anugraha Janardana Swami. Janardana Maharaj, as we fondly address him, is a disciple of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. Maharaj was awarded sannyas initiation in 2014 by our Guru Maharaj. Maharaj currently resides in and manages the ISKCON Vrindavan temple. He has been actively preaching in New Delhi, Vrindavan, US, Canada and Philippines. Maharaj also travels regularly with Guru Maharaj and has many instructions and learnings to very kindly share with us. Most importantly, he is an active, sincere practitioner of the Bhakti Yoga in the Brahma Madhava Gaudiya Sampradaya, following Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj's instructions and expanding the mission of spreading Krishna consciousness. We sincerely thank Janardana Maharaj for traveling all the way to Atlanta to inspire and encourage us in our spiritual journey. It's said that just a moment's association with a pure devotee of the Lord can nurture our devotional fever. So, it's our humble request to everyone to hear with rapt attention and clarify our doubts. Let's welcome Janardana Maharaj with a loud Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. We just came from Baltimore this afternoon. We spent about 3 weeks over there. And prior to that, we were also in New York, Ratha Yatra. How many of you were there? New York Ratha Yatra? Very cool. You want to say something?
Yeah, we would also like to welcome our husband Balbhadra Prabhu. He's a very senior disciple of Srila Prabhupada and has been giving us association and lot of support.
Yes,
So,
it's true.
and inspiration. Can I
One of the best Ratha Yatras, if not the best. Of course, everyone's Ratha Yatra is best wherever you are. I'm sure you had a good New Panihati festival also.
Yes.
Because due to COVID, many devotees were not able to participate in any festivals. And this year is like the very first full-blown Ratha Yatra all over North America. And in a few days' time in Jagannath Puri also, we'll be celebrating the Ratha Yatra. And of course, there is no difference between our Lord Jagannath here and Lord Jagannath in Puri. It's absolute. It's like we worship Tulsi Devi in the morning. Tulsi Devi is also one. Same Tulsi Devi that we worship in Vrindavan and Tulsi Devi that you worship here. There's no difference. Same Mother Mohan here. And also Radha Shama Sundar. So we're very happy to be here. This evening we'll be here for the next few days here in Atlanta area, Georgia. The Lordship C.C. Gornitai, very merciful. Wherever we go, it's like last night we had an installation, or 2 nights ago, an installation of 2 sets of Gornitai deities. One is a god brother who's second initiated, and the other one, they wish to worship Lord Gauranga and Lord Nityananda, even though they're not initiated. So, C.C. Gornitai, they're very merciful that they allow themselves to be worshipped and glorified. Prabhupada says even a meat-eater can worship Gornitai, and they will not take any offenses. This is how merciful the worships are. we're very fortunate that your main deity is here. There was this famous address. He says, I think your temple is the best. The Prabhupada keeps that. And then he was not able to finish the whole lecture. He just felt emotional and started to cry. You're very fortunate. Prabhupada says that your temple is the best. He never tells us to hold the temple. You did? No? No. So this is the mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord Nityananda. We glorify the Lord, we worship the Lord through chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Worshipping the Lord without chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra is not complete. So this evening's discussion, we are given this topic about glorifying the holy name of the Lord. The importance of chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. First of all, I'd like to chant the usual song the Prabhupada sings. Jai. Bangladeshi Ganga.
Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om 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 Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Reading from Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 9, the most confidential knowledge, text number 14. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Did you know that this is the third time Srila Prabhupada has translated the Bhagavad Gita? The first one was exchanged for some tea biscuits by his wife. Because he likes too much chai, garam chai. So ultimately, Prabhupada gave her an ultimatum, tea or me. And she said tea. So somehow he left home and dedicated himself fully in the mission of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu under the direction of his spiritual master. Because when he met Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he says that now Krishna consciousness is in good hands. Because he says, oh, there's so many things, it cannot be. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur says, Krishna consciousness cannot wait. So at that time when he met him in Uttama Road, we just acquired that place. And there was an inauguration sometime this year. Oh, it's an amazing place. This is where he met Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur on the rooftop of that place in Uttama Road. It's very, very historical place because Bhaktivinoda Thakur also, he got that specific location. And it's fully renovated. Still, they're adding so many things that it will look like, even though it's over 100 years old, usually 100-year-old place, it'll be like destroyed. But somehow they restored the whole place. And at that time, Prabhupada says, within my heart, I consider him to be my spiritual master. And the second time Srila Prabhupada attempted to write the Bhagavad Gita was in New York City. And somehow or other also it was stolen by the janitor. And the janitor says, I think he went through that hole over there, to that ceiling. And Prabhupada says, he is the one who did it. So the third attempt, that's why we have the Bhagavad Gita as it is. Bhagavad Gita as it is, ki jai. So how many of you have Bhagavad Gita at home? Jai. Well, how many of you read Bhagavad Gita every day? Okay, only 20, less than 20%. You must read Bhagavad Gita. This is our daily book, just like for the Christian, it is the Bible. For the Jewish, it is the Torah. For the Muslims, Quran. Right? So we are followers of Bhagavad Dharma. It's like Prahlad Maharaj, he was teaching to his classmates who were sons of the demons. Prahlad Maharaj is the son of the king of demons, Hiranyakashipu, but he's not a demon, he's a devotee. And he taught them Bhagavad Dharma. That means the eternal religion of every living entities, especially in the human platform. To serve Krishna, to serve God, Our position is that we're all eternally servants of the servants of the servants of the servants of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Gopi, Bhartu, Padakamalayot, Dasha, 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 Koti, Koti, Dasha, Anadas. And Bhagavad Gita is our main book because we don't have enough time to read the whole Vedas. And we're not qualified. And we don't know how to read them. If we're going to read the Vedas, we need a teacher to show us, to tell us the import. So Prabhupada wrote the Bhagavad Gita specifically for the general class of people like us, so we can learn the ABCs of spiritual knowledge. If we cannot go beyond spiritual knowledge in the elementary platform, how can we go to the higher level, especially Bhagavatam? In India especially, they like to go jump into the 10th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam, the 5 chapters that deals with the Rasa Lila dance. Chapter 28 till text to chapter 32 of the 10th canto. The 10th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam is compared to the smiling face of Lord Krishna. Krishna Lila. Before we can relish Krishna Lila, we need to understand the basics, especially Krishna Tattva. Who is Krishna? And Prabhupada says, even before Bhagavad Gita, we should read Sri Ishopanishad. There are 108 Upanishads. And Sri Ishopanishad is the most important of those Upanishads. One of the most important. It tells who is Krishna again in his picture. So what we're going to read is text 14. Interesting enough that Arjuna, who is a pure devotee of the Supreme Lord, he was put into ignorance. How can a pure devotee be in ignorance? He's always beyond the modes of material nature, goodness, passion, and ignorance. He says that the Bhagavad Gita was spoken again to Arjuna, even though he was present when he spoke the same knowledge to the Sangha Vibhasvan. Millions and millions of years ago. And then the Bhagavad Gita, again, the knowledge was spoken to Manu, the father of man. This is where the man name came from, Manu. He wrote Manu Samhita, he's the one who, the Manu Samhita actually are the law for men. What to do, what not to do, what should be the duty of a brahmachari, of a grihasta, of a vanaprastha, of a sannyasi. What should be the duty of everyone? Because there is a law. There's like there is a law in Georgia, state law. There is a federal law. There is a universal law that we have to know. In human form of life means life of responsibility. We have to know what to do and what not to do. And Arjuna was present in all those 3 events. But Krishna says, the only difference actually between us and Krishna is that we can be forgetful. And Krishna cannot forget. And the main purpose of the Bhagavad Gita is to show Lord Krishna's compassion. Compassionate nature towards everyone, especially in the age of Kali. Our life is very short. It says that in Kali Yuga, if you reach the age of 35, that means later on. No, it's okay. Maybe, I just turned 60 and Balabhadra Prabhu is more senior than most of us. Fortunate enough if we can live up to 80 years old like our parents. But most of the kids, they will not reach 50 years old in the future. Luckily, if they reach 35, they're very, very fortunate. So life is short, but don't party harder. They have a saying like that, right? Life is short, but be more serious. Apply Krishna consciousness as sincerely as possible, because we don't know when are we going to leave this body. We may leave our body 10 years from now, 5 years from now, next week, or even tomorrow. Or even when, hopefully not, any moment. Satatam kirtayanto mam yatantascha tridaprata namasyantascha mam bhaktya nitya yukta upashate. Okay, everyone all together. Satatam kirtayanto mam yatantascha tridaprata namasyantascha mam bhaktya nitya yukta upashate. One more time. Satatam kirtayanto mam yatantascha tridaprata namasyantascha mam bhaktya nitya yukta upashate. Word for word meaning, satatam. Everybody please repeat after me. Satatam, always. Kirtayanta, chanting. Mam, about me. Yatanta, fully endeavoring. Cha, also. Tridhabrata, with determination. Namasyanta, offering obeisances. Cha, and mam, me. Bhaktya, in devotion. Nitya yukta, perpetually engaged. Upashate, worship. It's very nice verse. Prabhupada says, this is only what we need to do, 4 things, in order to develop our devotion unto the Supreme Lord. Always chanting my glories, endeavoring with great determination, bowing down before me. These great souls perpetually worship me with devotion. So what are those 4 things? Chanting the Lord's glories, endeavoring with great determination, bowing down before me, and also perpetually worshiping Him, the Supreme Lord. Purport. The Mahatma cannot be manufactured by rubber stamping an ordinary man. His symptoms are described here. A Mahatma is always engaged in chanting the glories of the Supreme Lord, Krishna, the personality of Godhead. He has no other business. He is always engaged in the glorification of the Lord. In other words, he is not an impersonalist. When the question of glorification is there, one has to glorify the Supreme Lord, praising His holy name, His eternal form, His transcendental qualities, and His uncommon pastimes. One has to glorify all these things. Therefore, a Mahatma is attached to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. One who is attached to the impersonal feature of the Supreme Lord, the Brahma Jyoti, is not described as Mahatma in the Bhagavad Gita. He is described in a different way in the next verse. The Mahatma is always engaged in different activities of devotional service, as described in the Srimad Bhagavatam, hearing and chanting about Vishnu, not a demigod or human being. That is devotion. Sravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, and Smaranam, remembering him. Such a Mahatma has firm determination to achieve the ultimate end, the association of the Supreme Lord in any one of the 5 transcendental rasas. To achieve that success, he engages all activities, mental, bodily, and vocal, everything in the service of the Supreme Lord, Sri Krishna. That is called full Krishna consciousness. In devotional service, there are certain activities which are called determined, such as fasting on certain days like the 11th day of the moon, Ekadasi, and on the appearance day of the Lord. All these rules and regulations are offered by the great acharyas for those who are actually interested in getting admission into the association of the Supreme Personality of Godhead in the transcendental world. The Mahatmas, great souls, strictly observe all these rules and regulations, and therefore they are sure to achieve the desired result. As described in the 2nd verse of this chapter, not only is this devotional service easy, but it can be performed in a happy mood. One does not need to undergo any severe penance and austerity. He can live this life in devotional service, guided by an expert spiritual master, and in any position, either as a householder, or a sannyasi, or a brahmachari. In any position, anywhere in the world, he can perform this devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and thus become actually Mahatma, a great soul. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So the meaning of Mahatma is given here. The activities that he performs constantly, incessantly, continuously. Being a Krishna conscious devotee means all of his activities is dovetailed only for the pleasure of the Supreme Lord or his pure devotees. And all the devotees who are trying to become pure devotees, he does not distinguish, he's qualified, he's not qualified. He's young, he's old. No. As we were talking about, pure devotee of the Supreme Lord, the Mahatma, he doesn't see himself as a Mahatma. He sees himself as the lowest, the topmost devotee. He sees everyone contrary to himself. He sees everyone as devotees, pure devotees, that they are engaged in service of the Supreme Lord. Even though a Mahatma or a pure devotee is engaged 24 hours in Krishna consciousness, he never sees himself being engaged at all. There's what you call show battle devotee. Have you heard of that?
No.
No? A show battle devotee means they're trying to become a devotee, but they have so many material desires to be fulfilled. Have you heard of materialistic devotee?
Yes.
Yes. Prakrita Bhakta. A beginner, a novice. A Prakrita Bhakta, when he comes to the temple, he only sees Krishna and himself. He doesn't see anybody. His only concern is about himself. And usually he will demand, I think that is too much to say. He will always ask a favor, that's a better word, from the Supreme Lord. He will have a big Christmas shopping list. I need this, or this is for my wife, or this is for my husband, this is for my children. Oh Krishna, please give me this, give me that, give me this. Now that is not a Mahatma. He may be wearing a tilak, or all the symbols, or may say, the attire of a Vaishnava, but deep within he has so many material desires, so he cannot be a Mahatma. And neophyte devotee, he does not have love for Krishna. He may show that he has love for Krishna. He may show that he's very busy, doing many things. That is not Mahatma. Mahatma is genuine. He doesn't have any self-interest. He does not have any ulterior motive why he performed bhakti. He performed bhakti only to please Krishna. This is a Mahatma. And it says here, it cannot be rubber manufactured by rubber stamping an ordinary man. Just like in India, there is a factory of Mahatma. You know, a genuine devotee of the Supreme Lord is not manufactured. It comes naturally. But we have to follow a certain process in order to attain being a Mahatma. Mahatma means a pure devotee of the Supreme Lord. It's like Srila Prabhupada. Great soul. Maha Atma. Great soul. And because he's always engaged in chanting the holy name of the Supreme Lord, that's why he is called a Mahatma. This is the number one quality. Now, chanting doesn't mean also, chanting doesn't mean always in the japa, because chanting is glorification of the Supreme Lord. One can be engaged in the 9 processes of devotional service, besides hearing and chanting. There is also remembering the Supreme Lord. There is also worshiping the deities of the Supreme Lord. There is also becoming His friend, praying, bandhanam, dasyam, serving, sakyam, becoming a friend, and ultimately atmanivedanam, completely surrender, giving up everything for the service of the Supreme Lord, to please the Supreme Lord. That's why Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he told us that the highest love of the Brajabasis towards Lord Krishna is the best example that we should follow. Follow in their footsteps. Now, because their love is unconditional, they are the real Mahatma. We are just trying to become a devotee right now. We're not devotees yet. Because being a devotee, being a Mahatma, is very special. Is rare in this world. Bhagavan, Bhakti, and Bhaktas, they are rare in this world. Lord Krishna comes once in one day of Lord Brahma. Bhakti, love for Krishna, is very rare. But it is possible. And to see a pure devotee of the Supreme Lord, to have his darshan, is extremely rare as well. The Mahatmas. But we should take advantage. We should search for that Mahatma, because by being engaged in their service, it's like Narad Muni. Have you heard that story? Narad Muni was just a young boy, and the Bhakti Vedantas, that means those who are very, very knowledgeable about the science of pure devotional service, during Chaturmasya, they will stop. They will not travel. Now, Chaturmasya is coming soon. They will not move. They will stay in one place and wait till the monsoon is over. And they will be just engaged in glorification of the Supreme Lord, discussing about Lord's holy name, fame, form, qualities, and pastimes. So Narad Muni, before he became a Narad Muni, and he's already Narad Muni, because Narad Muni, there's only one Narad Muni. He can go up and down to the universe, anywhere in the material world, even up to the Vaikuntha, without passport and visa. No one can stop him. So he was serving the Bhaktivedantas, and they became pleased by his service that he will also ask permission to have their remnants, their Mahaprasad. And he will hear their discussion. So in this way, he became purified by hearing from them. That's why when you come to Vrindavan, don't go straight to Loy Bazaar. When you go to a holy dham, the first business is to look for Mahatmas, to hear from them. Huh? And I've seen some devotees like this. Immediately they're thinking, what to buy in Loy Bazaar. And they will rarely come for the morning program. I've seen them. They will come, but they have a different intention. If you go to Holy Dham and you miss the association of the Mahatmas or great saintly personalities, then your coming is not complete. It's not complete. These Mahatmas are very, very powerful. It's like in India, they take bath in Ganga, knowingly that Ganga will purify one's reaction from one's previous lifetimes. And some of them, they even live near the Ganga, and they will take bath many, many times. Because every time you take bath, you don't need a soap to take bath, to get your external body cleansed. You're being cleansed externally and also internally. So now, the Mahatmas, the pure devotees of the Lord, they also come not to dump their sins, but to purify the place. That's why Ganga is always pure, because of these Mahatmas. When they come there, they don't go there to get purified. They're already purified. They go there to it's like having a cleaning power to do it. Filter the sins. And they cannot be overcome by these sins. It's like Prabhupada was in Kumbh Mela, the last Kumbh Mela, during his Leela. He said, we don't come here to take a bath during the time when the Amrita will fall from the celestial sky to the confluence of Sarasvati, Ganga and Yamuna in Allahabad. Prayagraj, now it's called Prayagraj. You know what Prayagraj means? The holiest of all the tirthas. We come here to give Krishna consciousness to others. Because over there's so many also different kinds of, you may say, so-called transcendentalists. There's so many bogus yogis, mayavadis, you name it. And we go there, yes, to distribute Krishna consciousness, book distribution, Harinam, Prasadam distribution. So Prabhupada even come there to take the deep, because if you take bath at the time when the Amrit will fall down from the celestial sky, it is considered that this is your last birth in the material world. So Mahatmanas tumamparta dainin prakriti astita. Mahatmas are very rare. You don't see them every day. If we can see them once in a lifetime, then that is very great. We're a great fortune. But actually we can associate with Mahatmas like Srila Prabhupada every day if we read his books. If we read Bhagavad Gita, if we read Srimad Bhagavatam, if we hear his lectures, If we hear his bhajans, we are associating with Srila Prabhupada. If you come to the temple, you can reveal yourself to Prabhupada's murti. Prabhupada's murti is none different than him in Ponce de Leon. Or even in his picture, the Lord appears in 8 forms: metal, wood, mat, or sand, jewelry, paintings, or even in the mind. So if you think of Prabhupada, how many of you have dreamt of Srila Prabhupada? Like in a dream, he appears in your dream. Hey, you're very, very fortunate. Okay, how many? Oh, another one there, young boy. You dream of Prabhupada? Yes? Very good. I also dreamt once. But you cannot force it. That you say, okay, tonight I'm going to sleep and I'm going to dream of Prabhupada. It doesn't work. How many of you have dreamt of Krishna? Oh, you're more fortunate. See, these dreams are not normal. These are not ordinary dreams. To dream of Krishna and his pure devotees, this is spiritual. Usually dreams, Prabhupada says, is part of our karma. Whatever we've dreamt during the day, or sometimes we're daydreaming also, right? But especially at night. So, Mahatmanas tumam partam daivim prakritam. They are divine. They are divine. They act under the divine nature of the Supreme Lord. And they're always engaged in hearing and chanting. And when they glorify the Supreme Lord, His eternal form, His qualities, and His pastimes, that is the perfection. Because He is attached to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. If you are attached to someone, you cannot, in no way that you will not be able to think of Him continuously. It's like if you're attached to your daughter or your son, even at work, you're probably thinking of your son or your daughter. Am I correct? Even she's already grown up, even though she's already like far away, having a job, fully, you may say, fully independent, but the parents will always think of the children. So this is what you call Krishna consciousness, always thinking of Krishna. How we can dovetail everything in such a way that we will be able to think of Krishna 24 hours a day. It is simple. Prabhupada says here, Krishna consciousness is easy, but at the same time it is very difficult. Why? Because we don't prioritize Krishna. If we prioritize our life in such a way, like we're always chanting, and especially those who have deities at home, they always think of Krishna, what to cook for Krishna, what kind of special arrangement I can make for Krishna, what are the clothes I have to offer to Krishna tomorrow, what are the bhoga this is Krishna consciousness. And Prabhupada says Krishna consciousness means also that whatever you see, you connect to Krishna. If you see a very nice rose and you offer to Krishna and you smell that rose, it says, oh, how great Krishna is, giving such smell, fragrance like this to a flower. Who created this flower? So the whole ingredient here is that we have to somehow or other be determined. The secret of success in Krishna consciousness is determination, perseverance, be focused. We should not lose sight of the Vaikuntha vision that I want to go back home to the spiritual world. I don't want to take birth again in this material world. I don't want any more miseries. I don't want any more sufferings. All I want is to end this cycle of repeated birth and death. But we have to pay the price. We cannot just say, oh Krishna, make me a pure devotee of yours, and I just sit here and I'll wait for you. No. We have to perform a little bit of austerity. And the greatest austerity in this day and age is the chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. To tell you, the truth is, those who take it easy, they don't want to chant. They don't want to pay the price. They may say, when I get old, I have like, maybe 20 years, 39 months, and so many minutes left. I will become serious when I get old. Right now, I have plenty of everything. What can I ask for? I have a good job, I have a nice family, I have a big house, I have a big bank account. Okay, I'll miss that one. A big car. Oh, I have a lot of relatives, surrounded by an aristocratic family. What do I need for? Nothing. I'm complete. I'm satisfied. There you go. If we really need to attain Krishna Bhakti, then we should be willing to pay the price. And Rupa Goswami says, if it is available in the market, like Walmart, you should be willing to pay the price. It doesn't matter how much. We should be greedy like the materialist. And in this day and age, the chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is the price. Offer your foodstuffs to Krishna, chant Hare Krishna, read Bhagavad Gita, associate with the devotees, come to the mandir, give part of the fruits of your activities in spreading Krishna consciousness, your life will be perfect. It's so easy, isn't it? Easy and difficult at the same time. Because we don't want to give up our sense enjoyment. We don't want to give up our pleasure, selfish nature. We have to be selfless. Selfless means desire only, the same as Krishna's desire. That is desireless. So as long as we have desire, even one gulab jamun, you have to come back for that gulab jamun. If you want a glass, just like, devotees like prasadam, that's good. But you have to offer first everything before you eat to Krishna. This is how we can please Krishna. The love and devotion is inert in everyone's heart. Krishna is within our heart, but He is invisible right now. Invisible means we don't realize, we don't see Him. So the more we uncover these different layers of modes of goodness, passion, and ignorance, the more we will realize our eternal nature. And thus, we will become a Mahatma. To achieve that success, he engages all activities, mental, bodily, and vocal, everything in the service of the Supreme Lord, Sri Krishna. It is possible, Prabhupada says, it is possible to be Krishna conscious in this lifetime. Prabhupada says, how long does it take to become Krishna conscious? Within a moment. But that one moment means by the mercy of the Lord, or the mercy of His pure devotees, or we could have been performing Bhakti in the previous lifetime. Because one comes to Krishna consciousness two ways. from previous lifetime or by the mercy of his pure devotees. That's why the devotees are very rare. To find a devotee in the street is very rare. It's like in the early days of ISKCON, when someone saw Prabhupada walking in New York street, you know, it's just like his eyes lit up. Because he knew, because he came from India before. And he knew this is a rare soul, the Swami. So we should take advantage of everything that Krishna and Srila Prabhupada has given to us. Okay? This is the only way how we can get out of this material world. Everything is there for us. We just have to take advantage of them. Especially hearing and chanting. Now, chanting doesn't mean that you need your japa all the time. You can chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra without japa. This chanting with japa means to be regulated. Because for those who took initiation, formal initiation, the agreement is that the aspiring disciple will promise to the guru, spiritual master, to chant minimum 16 rounds. Not maximum 16 rounds. Minimum 16 rounds. Which means, like Haridas Thakur. Haridas Thakur, he was born in a Muslim family. He's not even from a Vaishnava family or Brahmana family. But he broke all the cultural barriers, all the caste system, everything, to be a Nama Acharya. Because why? He's so attached in chanting the holy name of the Lord. How many rounds? 192 rounds. 300,000 names of Krishna. And we're even having difficult to finish our rounds, so 16 rounds. Yeah, well, he still have time to eat. He still have time to do Sankirtan with Lord Nityananda, door to door. That's how Jagai and Majai, they were saved. Because Haridas Thakur told to Lord Nityananda, they are the perfect candidate for Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy. Because they committed all the sins possible ever that no one else can commit. Actually, they're looking in Manu Samhita. They're looking all the things that is prohibited. And yes, we should do this. Yes. Oh, I think we missed this. Okay, tomorrow we will do this. And Chitragupta, who is the secretary of Yamaraj, he's a secretary, his memory bank crushed. No, it's not enough. Not enough. The sins that they committed made the computer of Chitragupta crashed. That's why the most fallen you are, the most you are qualified in Krishna's love. Through the most magnificent incarnation of the Supreme Lord, Shishi Gaur Nitai. And anyone who come to the point of being frustrated in this material world will also get the mercy of the Supreme Lord. They're the ones who will take up to the process. The most who are wretched, the most who are suffering, the most who are miserable, they are the ones who will take up Krishna consciousness. So somehow or other, it says that anyone who chants the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, been there, done that. You must have performed all the austerities. You must have performed all the charities. You must have been to all the holy places. Been there, done that. This is the culmination of our journey in this material world. And if we become perfect in chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, we'll go back home, back to Godhead. And that is a Mahatma. And that is very rare. Now we're just scratching the surface. We're just trying to enter. But we have to become serious. It's not a joke. We already come to this point, why not make it all the way through? We already come to this point. So you are actually are all Mahatmas on the process. Okay. It's like Prabhupada gave an example. It's like buying a plane ticket. You know the date that you are flying, but you have not reached your goal yet. You have not reached your destination yet. So similarly, we have already bought our ticket. But something may happen also on the way to the airport or the plane, not until we reach our destination. So we should be proud that we are in this process, but not proud of not giving Krishna consciousness to others. Prabhupada says it's okay to be proud as a devotee, that I am a devotee of Lord Krishna, but not being proud that I will only keep it to myself. If you know a good secret, you don't keep it to yourself, right? You share it with others. You will tell, hey Prabhu, I have a good secret I want to tell you, but don't tell it to others. Okay? So why are you telling? It's a secret. It's like this Yamanu Acharya. Yamanu, yeah. He has a disciple. Oh, he's a disciple. Yamuna Acharya. His guru told him like a mantra. And he says, don't give this mantra to others, because this mantra will liberate you. You'll go back home, back to Godhead. So he was thinking, what? My guru told me to chant this mantra, but not to give to others. So what he did is contrary to the instruction of his guru. He went to the marketplace, and he went to the highest platform in the marketplace, and he called him, everyone, please come! I'm gonna tell you a secret mantra. Om Namo Narayana. Om Namo Narayana. Right? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya is Dhruva Maharaj. So, yes, you chant this mantra, this holy name of the Lord, and you will go back home, back to Godhead. So now his guru found out. Uh-oh. Why did you tell this mantra? I told you not to tell this mantra to others. Hey, Guru Maharaj, if others will go back to Godhead and I go to hell, I don't mind. Then his Guru Maharaj says, actually you're more advanced than me. Huh? So, you know something about Krishna? The easiest way to be recognized by the Supreme Lord is you tell others about Krishna. Krishna is all attractive, but our purpose is to attract Krishna. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur says, don't try to see Krishna, but act in such a way that Krishna will want to see you. And this can be done if you are taking your time and effort and energy to give Krishna to others. You'll get a lot of bhakti points. Krishna has a black book, a small book actually. Prabhupada says, Krishna has a small book. And he's noting everything that we're doing in terms of bhakti. And once it is filled up, it's time to go back home, back to Godhead. And even if it's not filled up, Because Krishna just wanted to see our sincerity. Krishna just wants to see how we are trying, how we are determined, how we are perseverant in our efforts to go back home, back to Godhead. Prabhupada says, even we are 80% surrender, He'll make sure that we will go back home, back to Godhead. Not 100%. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Sarva Dharma, everything. But a pure devotee can bargain with Krishna. A pure devotee can do that. He's an acharya. It's like in India, 64 rounds is the normal rounds to chant. That means 8 hours. Prabhupada is so merciful, so kind, so compassionate, because he knows that in the West, our mind is very chanchala, very flickering. We cannot be steady in one activity. So he made it 16 rounds. Along with chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, we should read Bhagavad Gita. Anyone would like to read Bhagavad Gita every day? Promise in front of everyone here. One sloka a day keeps Maya away. Okay, I would like to have a raise of hand who would read one sloka every day of Bhagavad Gita. Jai. You not want to? Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada Ki. Hare Krishna. Any questions? Yes, sir.
The second half of that talks
Mm-hmm.
about those devotees who but they have other motivation.
Yes.
So, as devotees, we are not supposed to judge anyone, and so
You don't judge. Krishna is the only one who knows.
right. So when we associate with devotees, does it matter to us whether they're devotees or not devotees, or pseudo devotees?
The main. Have you heard his question?
No.
Did you understand his question?
No.
Repeat it again, please.
So in the second half of that report, it talked about those who appear like devotees, but internally they have other motivations or other intentions. So we as devotees are not supposed to judge anyone.
Yeah.
So we tend to associate with everyone. Now, we may be associating with pseudo devotees, so does that impact our sadhana in any way?
No. Because your intention is good. Actually, if you are more advanced than the other devotee, you're the one who's giving the association. We should not associate with devotees who are critical. Give respect to them, but keep your distance from them. Because at least they're trying. It's not the same as taking one's association. You get the association from those who are more advanced than you are. For with your equals, you become friendly with them. And those who are less advanced than you, you give your association. This is a devotee. You are not getting affected because your purpose is pure. If you associate with them and you become like them, then that is another thing. If your intentions are not pure, you become like them. But if your intentions are pure, greater than them, you're the one who will be influencing them. It makes sense? That's how it goes. We can say the same thing. Hey, there's so many materialists there. Gross materialists. So if you want to guard yourself and be not part of them, then how are you going to preach? How are you going to have them become Krishna conscious? It's not possible, isn't it? The main thing is have a good sadhana. Get up early in the morning. Grihastas, Prabhupada says either Grihasta, Brahmachari, Vanaprastha or Sannyas. Everyone should become a Mahatma. Mahatma doesn't mean only sannyasis. No, most of the associates of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they are Grihastas. Very few are Vairagis, renunciates. So, yes, get up early in the morning. If you don't get up early in the morning, Prabhupada says there is no Mangalarti, no spiritual life. Adjust yourself because your schedule is different than the inmates in the ashram. We get up before 4 o'clock. And in India, I get up earlier than that. In Vrindavan, because I have to tend to my duties also. I have to be there the whole morning program. And I don't have other time to do whatever I have to do. So I get up real early, very early. Grihastas, you have to get up real early also. Not like we do. But let's say 5 o'clock. Is that too early for you? 4:30? Maybe 4:30, because by the time you perform your spiritual duties, it's already 5 o'clock. If you wake up at 5, by the time you do it, like, it's almost like 6, 5:30, 6. Perform Mangalarti. Even the children, they may not be able to do it, but be with the children in the evening. Read for them Krishna book, stories from the Bhagavatam. Just read. Give everyone chance in the family to read also. Chant at least one round with them, with your children. Offer your foodstuffs every time, at least once or twice, one in the morning, one in the evening, and come to the mandir. And again, give parts of the results of your fruits of activities. Don't keep them all to yourself. That is karma. You have to come back again in this material world. Karma yoga means action in Krishna consciousness. You are mostly working, right? Working class. So give parts of your income to Krishna, and you will never be the loser. You will be eternally be rewarded. You must have heard of Sudama Vipra with one chick rice. His entire griha changed. You've heard the story also of the fruit vendor? The fruit vendor, not Kolavechasira, the fruit vendor in the Krishna book. Krishna, all the grains from his hand just slipped in between his fingers. Only few grains left. And because he was so attractive, and the fruit vendor, she was captivated by the beauty of the Lord, that she gave everything practically as an exchange. Same with Kolavecha Sridhar. He was given a benediction. So many examples for us to follow. The more we give, the more we receive. And much more than what we gave. Okay? Any other points? Yes?
How can we be friends to Krishna?
How can we be friends to Krishna? Just like Krishna is your protector, so you can say, Krishna, I'm your eternal friend, so please protect me. I give everything to you. Whatever you like. It's like you have a friend, you want to please that friend, you want to give what your friend likes. Right? So, Patram puspam palam toyam yo me bhaktya prayasati ratam kat. If one offers me with love and devotion a fruit, a flower, a leaf, or some water, I will accept it. If Krishna says something else, we should also give that to Krishna. Right? And Krishna, you want to be a friend of Krishna? Chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. That is the best. Whenever you call Krishna, it's like whenever you call a friend, because another meaning of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is, oh Krishna, I need help. You are the only one who can help me. I don't know anyone in this world. And the friend always ready to help the other friend. A friend in need is a friend indeed. Right? And it's easy. For him, no condition. No condition. Whatever you are. Even the poorest of the poor can have a bisleri to offer to Krishna. You know bisleri?
Yes.
Or Evian. Both water. Both water. Or a tulsi. You can please Krishna by offering Krishna just a tulsi leaf. Okay? Anything else here? Yes, sure.
Many times, Maharaj, like we come across very like senior.
Where is the Bhakta mic?
Yeah. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Maharaj, for the nice class. Quick question, Maharaj. Like, so many times we see many senior devotees, like, we come across performing very nice preaching, but over the period of time, we see there is a slackness that comes.
From
like,
who?
Like, in the, like, when we interact with them, we find out, like, that probably, like, means mingling with them may not be good for us anymore. Like, sometimes that kind of thing happens. Like, when the senior devotee seems to be not doing well with the devotional service. So what is the reason for that slackness? Even though they were very well situated, they were performing their sadhana very nicely. So what can cause that slackness? Like, that can affect?
Many, many things. Many,
if you can just expand on that.
One could be one is offensive. That is the worst thing to do. That's the last thing that we should not do. Okay? That's the last thing that we should not do. Be critical. Be blasphemous of others. Not just with devotees, with also materialists, because they're also jivas. Okay. We have to take the medicine according to the prescription of the doctor. And the spiritual master has prescribed us a certain process, certain diet, everything. So we have to do that. Otherwise, we think that we're so advanced already, but then we become neglectful of our part of our agreement again. Then there'll be a relapse. Not until one is completely cured. And even after he's cured, he should always chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. The one who says that I'm not making advancement, he will make advancement. The one who says I am already advanced, he will never become advanced. An advanced devotee, he never says, a senior devotee, he never says he's senior. Hey, I'm senior devotee, don't you see? I'm wearing saffron? No. Everyone is senior according to one's realization. Now, if your realization is not spiritual, then that is not seniority. Seniority there means you took initiation first, okay, or senior by age, or senior because of your realization of Krishna consciousness. And that is the heaviest one. That is the real seniority. Not by age. But we should always give respect to those who took initiation first, because technically they are senior. They are senior devotee. But if one is more senior in realization, even though he joined later, again, respect must be given to him. And somehow, if there is a relapse, still you give to those who are senior by initiation, respect always should be there. It doesn't matter what happened, because you are the one who will get the benefit. If you became like him, then where are you gonna go? If you started to criticize him, even though whatever he's doing. Again, there are only two judges here, Krishna and the spiritual master. Krishna and Srila Prabhupada. Krishna and our Guru Maharaj. We cannot judge anyone, even externally. What to say of internally? We don't know what's going on inside. They may look like externally not behaving, whatever. Hare Krishna Prabhu. He's senior, please accept my humble obeisances. Prabhupada says, even to a Mayavadi, you should give respect. But he's a Mayavadi. Because the super soul is there. Param Atma. Don't be judgmental. We should be judgmental to ourselves, not to others. We should criticize ourselves, not others. Okay? Last question? Last question? Okay, last question. Tomorrow is a working day, so this is the last one.
Maharaj, like you said in the past, surrendering is very important to Krishna. And you said that, of course, since we don't know how long we have to live, we shouldn't become urgent in devotional service. But sometimes we're not able to surrender 100%. Like, of course,
Sometimes?
it's an eventual process, of course.
Oh, yes, gradual.
But, yes.
Gradual. Prabhupada says Krishna consciousness is gradual. Yes.
But sometimes if we take a little too long to give up a bad habit or a weakness that we may have that is an obstacle in devotional service,
Yeah.
how does Krishna react to that, or what is the consequence?
Remember what I told you to everyone? If we are trying, this is what Krishna is looking for. One time, there was a disciple of Srila Prabhupada. He wrote to Srila Prabhupada. He says, I am so embarrassed. I don't want to see you. I'm so fallen because I cannot give up smoking. Prabhupada started to cry. I'm trying to become Krishna conscious, but I cannot give up this bad habit. Prabhupada cried. He says that I wish I had the same mood of this disciple of mine that is trying to become Krishna conscious in spite of so much difficulties. This is what Krishna is looking for us to make advancement. The effort, the perseverance, the determination, the eagerness to become Krishna conscious, in spite of so many difficulties. It takes many lifetimes to burn our karma. Not so easy. But if you are trying, that is what Krishna is looking for. That should make you feel good, isn't it? Huh?
Thank you.
Okay. No, it's not here anymore. One last. Yeah, this is the really last one.
Thank you, Maharaj, for such a nectarian class. I have a question, Maharaj. I've seen Abhicharan made by my Guru Maharaj.
The movie?
The movie,
Yes,
yeah. Even
very
children
beautiful.
watches every day.
Now it's available in USB.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I was watching how when Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur left, how Prabhupada was crying. And how Prabhupada, but at the same time, I heard that Prabhupada always said that my Guru Maharaj is always by my side. And he, even though his spiritual master physically left, but he followed his instructions
Right.
to heart and soul.
Yes.
When we put ourselves not in the place of Prabhupada, because we are not even compared to his lotus feet.
We should put ourselves as a disciple of our Guru Maharaj.
Yes.
Okay.
So when my spiritual master is not on this planet,
Yes.
how do we meditate all the time on that my Guru Maharaj is always next to me, and how do we practice Krishna consciousness very nicely, keeping spiritual master always in mind?
There are two ways how we associate with our spiritual master. Bapu and Bani. Bapu means his physical presence, and Bani means his instruction. So, by following the instructions of our spiritual master, he's always with us. And it is considered to be more important than Bapu. Because sometimes when the Guru is around, we just want to enjoy being with him. But then when he's not around, we don't follow his instruction. So which is better? To follow his instruction while he is not around, or being around but not following his instruction?
Following his instructions.
There you go. That is eternal. Your relationship with your Guru is by following his instruction. That's how we will go back home, back to Godhead. It's not that being with him and not doing anything. Yeah. Sometimes when the Guru is around, says, Ra, 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 Guru Maharaj, Ra, Ra, Ra. Then after that, you don't get up for Mangalarti, you don't do read, you don't chant fully your rounds. So where is the Ra, Ra, Ra? Isn't it? So which is more important?
Following his instructions.
If you leave your body and thinking of your Guru Maharaj, you also go back home, back to God. Even though he's not present physically. Okay? So you're very fortunate to have a spiritual master like your Guru Maharaj. We're all very fortunate because our Guru Maharaj, their follow, is Guru Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada. They're the best example. We can see the reflection of Srila Prabhupada from our Guru Maharaj. How dedicated they are, how surrendered they are, how they give up everything to follow Srila Prabhupada's instruction. They are the Mahatmas. So we should be happy, we should be rejoiced, joyful, follow in their footsteps. Not imitate, because no possible. In many, many lifetimes, what they did for Prabhupada, we cannot do in many, many lifetimes. But what they instruct to us, we should try to follow. Prabhupada says, of all the instructions, chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is the utmost. Utmost. What do you mean by utmost?
most important. Okay? Hare Krishna. What do you have here?
Janardana Maharaj ki jai.
Okay, we have special, what do you call this, laddu or? Laddu. Oh, Susie said. Okay, everyone who wishes to have laddu, please come. Children first.